Genene Anne Jones, infamously known as the Angel of Death, is one of the most disturbing figures in the world of true crime. Her case stands as a dark chapter in medical history, and her crimes are particularly heinous because they targeted society's most vulnerable, infants and young children. In this video we delve into the story of Jones's early life, her twisted motives, and the string of mysterious deaths while working as a nurse in Texas. Genene Anne Jones was born in Texas on July 13, 1950. She had a relatively unremarkable childhood, growing up with her adoptive family in a middle-class household. However, her adult life would take a sinister turn after she pursued a career in nursing. In the late 1970s, she began working at the Bexar County Hospital, now University Hospital, in San Antonio, Texas, where soon her dark impulses would soon emerge. Jones worked in the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit, PICU, an environment where trust is paramount and where the smallest mistakes can have life-altering consequences. But for Jones, this responsibility appeared to be a pathway to infamy. She sought not to save lives but rather to end them, all while hiding under the guise of a dedicated nurse. Jones's killing spree began in the early 1980s. During her time at the Bexar County Hospital, the pediatric unit where she worked experienced an alarming increase in infant mortality. Infants who were initially admitted for treatable conditions would suddenly deteriorate without explanation. Their deaths were often attributed to complications or medical anomalies, but as the number of unexplained deaths grew, suspicions began to mount. Jones's method of murder was insidious. She would inject her young patients with lethal doses of muscle relaxants, such as succinylcholine, or heparin, a blood thinner. These drugs caused respiratory failure or internal bleeding, respectively, leading to rapid, often irreversible, deterioration in the victims. After causing the emergencies, Jones would often be the first to rush to the scene, attempting to rescue the child, creating the image of a heroic nurse. This twisted behavior may have stemmed from a psychological condition known as Munchausen syndrome by proxy, in which individuals cause harm to others to gain attention or sympathy. Jones left Bexar County Hospital under a cloud of suspicion in 1982, but the true extent of her crimes remained hidden for some time. She soon took up another job at a smaller clinic in Kerrville, Texas. Here, her killing spree continued, and she claimed at least one more victim, a 15-month-old girl named Chelsea McClellan. Chelsea was injected with a lethal dose of muscle relaxant during a routine visit. Her death was officially attributed to a sudden and unexplained illness, but it would later be uncovered that Jones had intentionally administered the fatal dose. After Chelsea McClellan's death, the staff at the clinic in Kerrville began to grow suspicious. Several other unexplained medical emergencies had occurred while Jones was on duty. The clinic launched an internal investigation and soon discovered that Jones had been present during nearly every medical emergency involving infants. Furthermore, vials of succinylcholine, the drug used in many of the incidents, had gone missing from the clinic's supply. In 1983, Genene Jones was arrested and charged with the murder of Chelsea McClellan and the attempted murder of another infant. The trial began in 1984, and prosecutors presented damning evidence, including testimony from medical experts who described how the drug she administered led to Chelsea's death. Jones showed little remorse throughout the trial, maintaining her innocence, but the evidence against her was overwhelming. Jones was convicted of murder and sentenced to 99 years in prison for Chelsea McClellan's death. In a separate trial, she received an additional 60 years for the attempted murder of another child. Despite these convictions, many believed that Jones had killed far more children than the courts could prove. At Bexar County Hospital alone, it is estimated that she may have been responsible for up to 60 deaths, though the exact number remains unknown. Shockingly, despite her lengthy sentences, Jones's release became a real possibility due to a legal loophole. In the 1980s, Texas enacted a law designed to alleviate overcrowded prisons by granting early parole to inmates who displayed good behavior. Under this law, Jones, convicted in 1984, would be eligible for release as early as 2018 after serving only a fraction of her sentence. The possibility of her release caused outrage among the families of her victims, as well as among those in the medical and legal communities who had followed her case. To prevent her from walking free, Texas authorities re-examined her case, leading to new charges being filed in 2017 for the deaths of several more infants during her time at Bexar County Hospital. This legal maneuver ensured that Jones would remain incarcerated for the foreseeable future. The case of Genene Anne Jones has fascinated criminologists and psychologists alike. Her behavior fits the profile of a serial killer who operates within the medical field, often referred to as a medical murderer. Such individuals derive a sense of power and control from determining who lives and dies. In Jones's case, her actions may have been driven by a desire for attention, the need to appear as a hero in the aftermath of crises she created, or even a deeper psychological disturbance tied to Munchausen syndrome by proxy. Jones's case also serves as a cautionary tale about the blind trust we place in medical professionals. Her ability to carry out her crimes for as long as she did was facilitated by the institutional structures around her, which failed to act quickly despite mounting evidence. Hospitals were often reluctant to investigate or report suspicious deaths for fear of damaging their reputations. Genene Anne Jones's story is a chilling reminder of how evil can hide in plain sight, especially in places where trust is paramount. Her horrific crimes shattered families and left a legacy of fear and suspicion in Texas. While justice may have been served in the courtroom, the full extent of her atrocities may never be known. Today, her case serves as both a warning about the potential dangers of unchecked power in the medical field and a stark reminder that monsters can lurk in the most unexpected places. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy true crime stories and chilling unsolved mysteries, be sure to like this video, leave a comment, and hit the subscribe button for more spine-tingling content.